if you are to tally the kids that are in special schools and in the integrated or inclusive settings, they cannot amount more than 100,000. And yet, more than 1 million kids join school every year. So if you're talking about a total number of 100,000 kids with disability, in totality in the whole educational system, then you clearly can figure how many are left out. Yet up to 10% of the Kenyan population are supposed to be having a disability or another.
If the child is a girl child, most likely they don't see that there's any benefit in future in terms of, say, it's going to be marriage and they're getting cows, in terms of dowry and bride price. Two, if it's a boy child, they're interested sometimes to see that there's a correction because this child might be the next heir of this family. But the other thing that it does is the level of the literacy levels. Some of them are not educated. Some of them, they don't know the importance of investing into rehabilitation and also giving an opportunity to a disabled child.
I always sit down and I look at my daughter and I say, God, she had better die first before me, because if I die now, what's going to happen to her? You know, that scares me. I'm always worried.
Me, even it's not the death that scares me. I look at the post-election, 2007. Yes. What happened to those children who are left when a child like him, a child like mine, and all the others? In those areas, there were children like us, isn't it? Yeah. And they were left without mothers. They were left without anyone to give them care. Where are they and how? You know, that's how we are looking now at the future.
laakiin guuri indhabeel habaar ma aha dhibaato ma aha yani inaad indhabeesho waxa se dhibaatayna dad indhala iyagu aad ku sii indhabe aad ku dhex indhabeesho marka waa dhibaato jirta kulli markaad indhabeesho inaad dhibaatooyin kala kulanto bulshada aanu ku dhex noolahay oo aad caqabado fara badan la kulmayso ama erayo fara badan oo aanad jeclaysan yani aniga tii soo marto kala hadan tusaale yar ka soo qaado waxyaabihii dhibi jiray waxa kamid ahaa oo dadka aan yani aad u nacbaan jiray afar qof baan nici jiray qof igu yiraahdaa adduunyada adiga maxaa ka galay adigu waxoogaa isbedel baa ku yimid dadka moralkayga aniga yani shakhsi ahaan iyo niyadaydii oo dhan kaas waxaad arkaysaa dadkeenu ma dhiirigeliyaan qofku markuu naafoobo ma dhiirigeliyaan laakiin waxay hadda iyo jeer isticmaalaan erayo yani qofka sii niyad jabiya sida hebel iyo adduunyo maxaa kala galay halkaasuu ka fadhiya iyo adduunyo maxaa ka dan hebelba saasuu noqday.
The life in school, okay? The life in school. You don't know such and such a place, you don't know what, you request somebody, maybe escort me here. You find it a bit hard. And lots of marginalizations, where you get people, okay, identifying you as blind people. Your name gets lost. They begin calling you by your disability, begin identifying you by your disability, okay? That also becomes a challenge. It made me feel out of place, completely out of place. I wouldn't fight them, I wouldn't do what, it made me feel out of place. 1,000 students, we are only 20 visually impaired students. That is for boys and girls. Now, in this school, the boys or the visually impaired students can do better than the sighted students. How do I make these sighted students to come near me? Is to show them that I beat them down academically in class.
Prejudice, I mean, even at the professional level. Professionals that confess that they know a lot about disability themselves have got a lot of prejudices about disability and disabled people. Policymakers, you see, because normally policymakers, lawmakers and experts are buttressed by the society they live in. So they cannot escape, from the prejudices that manifest themselves at the community level.
Physical barriers that are not helpful for people with disabilities to have access to the environment on the roads, transport systems, then access to other education and opportunities.
dib markaa uma arko aglaantii way waan la qabsaday qofkan waxa dib ku tahay markuu weeyay wax ku dhacsan wadaray ka waan la qabsaday wax kasta waan qabsan karay anigu dirtaan fuulaya meesha doonaan maraya tan ka haysanaya tay ugu darno waa tan aan la ahayn laantii dhibaatada markaa tan waan hayaa markaa aan tan hayb laakiin dhibaato haysa
de marka dab ka soo waxaan ka soo kashay oo gurigan keena marka dabeetana de kulleeto adigu de meel iskuul oo de uu tagi karo awood ku gaari karaan ma jirto anigu midaan intaan ka bixiyo lacag aan ku gaarsin karaan ma jirto marka dabeetana taayare de iskuulka yare halka carruurta ka dhigato ayuu ma dhex geeyaan oo de wixii hadba loo dhigo oo ka soo dhigta
marka hore ma sii kaxaysa marka dambe soo
marka dambe hore ma sii kaxay marka dambe soo kan ka baneeday waayo waxaan uga baqaa de ama buugaagtaan qaad karin magaranaysa oo garbihiisanba waa ku soo kala siibiyay garbihiisa ma socon karo ama jaranjarada kama digi karo jaranjarada waan ka dejiyaa marka dambe waan ku dejiyaa buugaagtaan waan soo qaada
The new constitution might not help us, but then it is up to us Kenyans now to choose the right person, not choose because of money or anything. All the old ones, when the time comes, we throw them out.
I don't have enough to take care of these children, to cater for them. But I've tried to look for schools so that these children could be there. I can't afford to bring an occupational therapist to this place every day. And I don't have access, I don't have transport to take these children to school daily. It's also a problem. What I need to have a project at home so that I may get some money from, so that I take care of these children. Health-wise, it's expensive, but sometimes Katarima has helped me.
That's a problem, really, in the constitutions. And there are colorful legislative frameworks, policy frameworks. Yes. They're seldom implemented. That's a problem. I mean, I think that's a generic problem, really, that runs through each and every country in Africa.
In our awareness raising and discussions at that level always, we highlight how community, if they neglect people with disabilities, they do not educate children with disabilities, how the community itself is missing the talents and strengths of one very important component of the community.
One of the things as a home, we do what we call policy advocacy and lobbying and sensitizing the communities. And from now and on, we always target the men. We usually emphasize that the men come on board. But when you call them, many times, when there's no money in exchange, they will not come. So the approach we've used is to go house to house, reach out to their homes. So the men are coming on slowly. There's a little bit of improvement. Of course, some of them take a lot of time, but we still have a biggest challenge to mobilize the fathers to take responsibility and believe that these are their own children, not the challenge of a woman. because in Africa, a disabled child is for a woman.
First of all, I'm a parent. It hits me because I'm a parent. How can I say it? It takes me to take much emphasis on these children who are disabled, because I have some children at home. That's why when I look at them, the way how I spend on them, the way how I take care of them, then I take it back to another parent who has the same problem. The way how we can change them is through teaching them that disability is not inability. We try our level best to teach them on radio programs, on workshops, on televisions. We teach them, we sensitize the community to have a positive attitude towards the children who are disabled. Yeah, we need the communities to change.
You have to have a very clear legislative framework. You need to revise your penal and criminal codes. For instance, our criminal code contains very denigrating, very stigmatizing, very belittling language when it comes to especially people with mental disabilities. And such kinds of things have to be done first. You need to have a very clean and clear legislative and policy framework. Once you have that, you need to have budgets. So budget is a very important issue. So perhaps most laws and policies are not implemented for the simple reason that there is no budget allocated for those laws and policies.
Why not have a school which can try to carry students all the way from elementary education, middle school, high school, post-school training, and even plan for them beyond school? So I came up with this school called International Transition School.
International Transition School?
Yes. I talked to a few friends and told them about it. They were willing to lend me their money. I sold my car, so I managed to set up this place. Some of the parents I worked with over the years had built a lot of trust in me. So they came and they told me that they believed in me, and if set up a school, it can work.
In my opinion, if I was to prescribe a system, then this would be like regular disabilities and regular classes, or children with disabilities or learners with disabilities and regular classes. Those with severe disabilities either in special schools or they are special units where they can learn but within the mainstream, so that there's a concentrated approach, like you have an extra class for them in every stage, primary stage, secondary, but then they can socialize because they can play.
እና እንግዲህ አንዱ እናንተ የመጣችሁበት በዚህ ኢንክሉሲቭ በሆነው እንትን ኤዱኬሽን ለማየት ነው። አንደኛው ሞዴል ትምህርት ቤት አሁን እንዳየሽው ይሄ ሞዴል ትምህርት ቤት ነው። ህፃናቶች ጉዳተኛና ጉዳት አልባ የሆኑ ህፃናቶች በጋራ ተደባልቀው ይማራሉ። ትምህርቱን ብቻ ሳይሆን የምንሰራው ወላጆችንም አዌር በማድረግ ማህበረሰቡንም አዌር በማድረግ በአካል ጉዳት ዙሪያ የጉዳትን ምንነት፣ ሌላው ደግሞ መንግስት ትምህርት ቤት ውስጥ በመግባት ከመንግስት ጋር የምንሰራቸው ስራዎች አሉ። በትምህርት ቤት ውስጥ አሁንም አዌርነስን በመፍጠር የጤና ክበቦችን በማመስረት ኢንክሉሲቭን በማስተማር እና ትምህርት ቤቱን ደግሞ እንትን እንዲሆን ተደራሽ እንዲሆን ትምህርት ቤቱን አንዳንድ እንደየፕሮጀክቱ እንትን ሪሶርስ በማደራጀት ለአካል ጉዳተኞች ምቹ እንዲሆን አንዳንድ ራምፖችን በመስራት ሽንት ቤቶችን ሞዲፋይ በማድረግ ገቨርንመንት ስኩል ገብተን
the way we can at least take much care about those children who are being lame. Most especially, I can take an example of Susan. He's blind somehow, but actually, if at all we are arranging in a class their seats, we take care so that at least we can put Susan in front, so that at least can observe what is on the TV rather than taking her behind. And how do you read it? You first read it, then you come and write it. Who can write it on the blackboard? Yes, come and write it. Yes, you clap for her. 405. 405.
All of us seem to say the government should do it, someone should do it, the experts should do it. We've never seen the experts, we've never seen the governments. So I ask individuals, what are you doing at wherever you are that can make a difference?